Hello. Welcome to our otter tour. So I'm just going to tell you a bit about our otters here. You can see our girls are already out. We've got kiwi, mango and apricot here. They are Asian short-clawed otters. Asian short-clawed otters are the smallest in the world. So these are the smallest otters in the world. They don't look that small, I know, but if you compare them to the other species, they are the smallest. So the biggest otter in the world is actually the giant otter, which is about 3 meters long, and that's in the Amazonian rainforest, that is. And the UK otter is the Eurasian otter, which is about double the size of the otter you've just seen. That's the one you'll probably find around, well, Birmingham actually. We do have an otter come down the canal from time to time and start whistling at the ladies. So he's trying to get some attention. So they've just gone back in. They will come back out in a moment when the feeder arrives. What you're going to see today is our training feed. This is the feed we always have to do with the otters. Someone has to even come in on Christmas Day, which is the only day this place is closed, and still feed the otters. So every year, one unlucky displays member has to feed the otters on Christmas. Now, with our displays team, you might have seen them around today. They are the guys behind the scenes looking out at our tanks and putting their hands in. If you've seen a hand in the tank, that is not a new creature, that is a displays member, and they look after all our creatures and keep them nice and healthy. So only 6 people are allowed behind this glass, and that is the displays team, because they have to build a relationship with our otters. They look really cute and cuddly, I know. They are very vicious as well. And you will see, when you see the trousers the displays are wearing, you will notice the trousers have tons of holes in. That's because the otters will bite them. We actually have to wear the same smelling pair of trousers every time. That sounds really weird, I know. But if they smell different, the otters go crazy. So we can't change our trousers. So if you're ever in a confrontation with an otter, just make sure you're wearing the same trousers every time. Hopefully they will come out in a moment. We're going to be feeding them 3 things. They're quite gross, these things are. I'll describe them more when you can see them, so you get a visual aid to this. Now we have their 3 areas. Unfortunately, if you have came here before, you might know they sleep a lot. They only wake up when it's feeding time. Their first area is the red area, that's where they like to sleep. Then you've got their indoor enclosure and their outdoor enclosure and their pool. So they're very good swimmers, they enjoy their pool. They have webbed feet, which makes them extremely agile. They also have a layer of guard hair, which keeps their soft under fur really warm while they're in the water. So Alan's going to be feeding them in a moment. I've just saw him come past. And when we're feeding them, we have to have a training stick and a whistle. The whistle is to communicate with the otters. It's basically to tell them they're just about to be fed. So you'll see Alan blow the whistle, and the otter will know he's going to get some food there. And we make them actually touch their nose to the end of the rod. And you'll see them do this. This is actually positive reinforcement. Basically, by doing this, it makes sure that they keep doing this action over and over again, because they keep getting a reward. And we need them to do the action, because it builds a relationship between us and them, and it also lets us check their bodies, because you'll see they stand up on their tiptoes, so we can actually check if they've got any scrapes, any wounds that we haven't seen and need to be attended to. It also helps with human contact as well. If vets have to come in, we do have a vet check. So when the vets come in, it'd be nicer if the otters don't attack them. Now they all have to stand on their own rocks. Kiwi, mango and apricot, like I said, they're just, I think you've got kiwi just here, you've got mango there and apricot. They're talking to Alan right now, trying to tell him to feed him. And so you can see here, like I said, they put their nose to the end of this training stick and they get a piece of food. Can anyone guess what we're feeding them? The first thing we're feeding them here? Fish, yes. You've been seeing them a lot of them today. You've seen them in more cold form there. It's actually pangasius. This is an Asian catfish from Cambodia, so it's some homeland food for them. It's exactly from where they come from. The next thing we feed them is a type of meat. Does anyone know what the meat is? And I'm going to say it is an unusual meat. It's not what you'd guess usually. So don't think cow or anything like that. It is a very unusual meat. Any ideas? No?
Rabbit.
Rabbit. No, they would usually eat rabbits in the wild though, so it is a substitute for rabbit meat. It's quite like rabbit meat, but much bigger actually. But apparently it's got a lean quality to it, which is quite a gross fact. You race them. Dogs, not dogs. No feed them dogs. No, it's actually horses. So we feed them horse meat. We cover it in a vitamin powder, and it's very, very nutritious for the otters. And the last thing we feed them, now if you're a bit squeamish, you might want to look away at this. It's not the nicest of sights. It is a baby day-old chick. In the wild, they'll usually have a duckling or some kind of egg case. So it's not going to be the nicest thing to see. Now sometimes we'll also feed them a bit of a treat. They sometimes get peanuts. Peanuts are to help clean their teeth. They don't have Colgate, so they need something to rummage across their teeth, get all the grime out, and they use the inside of the peanut. We sometimes give them crabs as well, so give them crabs to eat. We also give them grapes. They don't really like to eat grapes, they like to play with them. And we also give them ice as well, because they like the feel of ice. The displays team are always coming up with new ways to keep the otters entertained. At one point we actually had Kaplunk for the otters to play, and they had to twiddle the sticks and he got the food to drop. So we're always looking for different ways, because they do get bored just like we do. It's like, for instance, if you start eating pizza every day. Actually no, that's not boring. That's a bad example. But they just need something fun now and again to do. And stuff like this does help, keeps them active. And they are very playful creatures. When they're in a group, they're called a romp, because of how playful they are with one another. Now, these all come from, I don't know whether you've ever been there, you might have been to Hunstanton Sea Life Park in Norfolk. These come from Hunstanton. The parents used to live there, called Fliss and Chips, and they are all about 9 years old. They live till about 16 in captivity, so they've got a good couple of years left in them, and they will, in the wild, they actually live till about 5. Now the reason we say that is because of the amount they're hunted. They're hunted quite vigorously in Cambodia for their skin and their pelts, because the families can get a lot of money for them, and it helps feed starving families. So we have tried to do a few conservation efforts, trying to stem the flow of otter pelts. The good thing is, though, in the UK, you do hear a lot about creatures constantly becoming endangered or extinct. In the UK, the otters are actually coming back in a very, very big number. You're actually starting to see them around Stoke, Wolverhampton, London, all around the UK. Because of the pesticides going down in the water, farmers aren't putting as much pesticides in the waters. And it's also due to little bridges being built under roads. So instead of otters crossing the roads, they're actually going under them, which is very good. It's stopping the otter deaths. So you will start to see more Eurasian otters. But remember, don't go near them unless you're wearing the same smelling pair of trousers, because they do get used to smells. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed that feed. The cinema isn't on at the moment. I'll go and put it on for you guys if anyone wants to go and see it. So that'll be on in a moment's time. And if you've got any questions, just feel free to ask me or any other member of staff as you go around the centre today.